And for more on Trump's Florida legal matters, Matt Brown joins us now. He's a national correspondent on the democracy team at the Washington Post. Hey, Matt, good to see you. Thanks so much for being here. So can you kind of tell us what the latest is in this battle between former President Trump and the Justice Department?
Yes, so it's a very interesting, incredibly consequential and unprecedented conflict that we're seeing here between the former president of the United States and the Justice Department over these taken documents that have been taken to Mar-a-Lago from the White House that President Trump has had there since at least May 2021. That's the first time that we know that the Justice Department requested that Trump either secure or return the documents to the National Archives in a timeline that the Washington Post we have published here. It's been over a year since then when the Justice Department then officially subpoenaed Trump in the spring of this year and said that they were interested in either securing the documents and knowing what was fully in them, or having them be properly returned to a fully secure location. When Trump's lawyers had said that they properly secured the location and then had returned all the necessary documents, we now know that the Justice Department was skeptical of those claims and that actually led to the full-on search of Mar-a-Lago into the documents that were present there.
And we know the former president is kind of beefing up his legal team. He's hired a former Florida Solicitor General to his team of lawyers. Can you explain who this is and how this may help his case in challenging the Justice Department and the seizure of materials at his home?
Yes, definitely. So Christopher Kise is a former Solicitor General for Florida. He is a Republican and actually helped in the transition of Florida Governor Ron DeSantis' transition team into office. So he is a very, very pedigreed prosecutor and has actually successfully argued in front of the Supreme Court at least 4 times, as well as the Florida Supreme Court. So he knows Florida law, he knows federal law, and he actually very deeply understands how to win cases in front of the federal judiciary. That's really notable because for the longest time, Trump has actually been searching for very pedigreed and experienced legal advisors and prosecutors and attorneys to help him in his case defending himself from the Justice Department, but has so far been unable to really bring in top-tier talent to help him in this case. A lot of people have looked at this and said, I'm not going to get anywhere near this case. This looks like it's a pretty open and shut thing for the Department of Justice. But Kise joining the growing legal team that Trump is able to pull together here does show that at least some people in the conservative universe, at least and Florida politics, are willing to back the former president still and take on what is evidently a case that's now bringing in the Espionage Act, the potential violations of the Presidential Records Act, and other improper handling of documents that are very serious charges should they face the former president.
Certainly. It's always interesting to see who joins the legal team and why. The FBI has been mentioned in all of this, of course. What are they saying of the documents that they've gone through so far? What have we heard from them?
Definitely. So last week, we heard from the Justice Department that they had actually already gone through most of the materials that they'd taken from Mar-a-Lago. That's an important factor because Trump last week also requested that a special master be appointed to oversee and sift through the materials. This was a very, very strange request because the FBI had already said that they had gone through the situation and were basically aware of everything that had been taken from Mar-a-Lago in this case, which perplexed the legal community into why Trump had made this case and had made this request to the judge. Now, the judge has actually said that she is amenable to appointing a special master, but that is a separate matter from the question of whether or not Trump had attorney-client privilege over these things or whether there were questions that the Justice Department took certain things improperly. So the question here from the FBI has basically been going up all the way to the top here that they seem just frankly confused with what the actual argument is, what the defense is that Trump is giving for why he was able to have these documents. So they're basically trying to say that we are going to pursue the letter of the law here and are going to continue to pursue potential criminal investigations into the handling of these materials in conjunction with other investigations that could be surrounding the former president. But when it comes to their actual interactions with the former president, they seem totally unclear on what's going on there.
Yeah, I want to ask a little bit more about this because you mentioned the federal judge is holding a hearing this week on Thursday on the special master case. What's your sense of how this actually might go? Do you think that Trump might get his wish?
Yes, so the federal judge who's going to be presiding over this case is actually a Trump appointee, and she has said that she is amenable to appointing a special master to oversee this case. It's unclear how that's going to actually affect the case's ultimate outcome. All we're fairly sure of at the moment is that appointing a special master to then go back through the case would slow down any potential further investigations or inquiry into the handling of these documents. So there's not really anything here to be understood with the special master, except for the fact that it could extend the length of the investigation and make it take longer for the DOJ to really get at the root of what they're pursuing.
All right, Matt Brown, I know you and your colleagues at the Washington Post have been following every inch of this investigation, and that timeline and those questions that you lay out for us are very effective in explaining what's going on. So we thank you so much for your reporting and your time.
Thanks, Don.